Hey everyone, it's Tuesday, January 27th, 2015. This is Talk to Me Tuesday, number 172. This might get a little bit long, so you might want to pause this, go grab yourself a cup of coffee, tea, cocoa, glass of wine, whatever. Find yourself a real comfy spot to curl up and get ready to watch. So if you want, pause this here. And hi, welcome back. Sorry, I was coughing a bit and not feeling too good this morning, so I got up and I took some medicine, and yeah, so let's just hope that I don't get too loopy or fall asleep in the middle of the video. So anyway, real quick before we get into the little bit of crafty I have to share with you, a couple of things. First off, an update on our little Miss Nemaria. She was supposed to go for surgery yesterday morning. Unfortunately, that didn't end up happening. We brought her down, we dropped her off. We got home, there was a call, we needed to come down and pick her up. They decided to opt out of doing the surgery because they were afraid of a possible infection in a scratch she had behind her shoulder blades on her back. So, better to err on the side of safety than to possibly risk major complications. So we went down, we picked her up. They suggested that we call a vet just to verify that there is no infection and that once that spot heals up, we can reschedule the appointment to have the surgery done. So we picked her up, we came home. I found a vet who was very local. I had heard about this man before, and I was like, okay, cool. You know, he's that close that if I don't have transportation, I can actually take a cab and pay like $5-6 to get there. Well, they had an open appointment. We had the vehicle yesterday, so we took her. Let me tell you, folks, this man will never, ever see my fur baby again. I was very disappointed. First off, we were treated by him as if we were lying as to where Miss Nemaria came from. I have no reason to go down there and tell you she is a stray kitty we picked up that we have decided to give a forever home to if that's not the case. But that was how he acted, was as if we were lying. He immediately then suggested some tests that we should have run. I inquired as to the cost of the tests. When he told me, I said, well, I don't really have it in my budget right now to be able to afford that. And then we were treated as if we were a waste of his time. That if we were not going to be spending hundreds of dollars at his practice, that myself and my stray kitty were not worth his time. I don't appreciate that. I look at it as if to a vet it shouldn't matter how much or how little money the person has or where not the poor little fur baby came from. You should be happy that I am taking a little baby off the street and giving it a forever home. That was not how he acted. To me, he was rough in his handling of her. You could clearly see that she was upset and stressed and scared, and he offered absolutely no words of comfort to her and didn't seem to want me to offer any words of comfort to her either, which I didn't appreciate. So yeah, that man can, we won't say what I think that man can do, but no, let's just suffice it to say he will never see my fur baby. So the money that was going to be spent on her surgery was actually spent on a very rude, very nasty man, and no, it won't happen again. So we will get that spot cleared up. She clearly does not have an infection, so we will get that spot cleared up, and then we will reschedule the appointment, and we'll keep everybody up to date as to when that appointment is going to be. So, yeah, not happy at all. So, but I will continue to try and find somebody who will treat my fur baby appropriately. So, next order of business, I have a new member of the family to introduce you to. My daughter had someone where she works asked her if she would be willing to take a little fur baby that his girlfriend was trying to get rid of. She came home and told me, and I was like, oh, but and she said, well, where are we going to put this fur baby? I said, I don't care, we'll find a place. So we saw him Saturday when we were doing our shopping. He asked me, and I said yes. So we now have a new member of the family, and I am going to insert a clip of that here. Okay, now we can introduce everyone to the newest member of our family. When he came to us yesterday evening, his name was Red Solo Cup. I'm sorry, but just no. Who would name their little fur baby Red Solo Cup is beyond me. I understand that it was the name of a song from some country singer, but still, Red Solo Cup, just no. So we have renamed this little one Sherlock to go with our Watson. So, yes, it's okay. It's all right. So I am going to introduce you to Sherlock. Say hello, Sherlock. There he is. He's a little sweetheart. He is a little guinea pig. And he is the newest member of our family. He is a sweetheart. He has a little black spot on his butt. So he's not full white, but he is a little sweetheart. And he has decided that he's going to come live with us. I cannot turn down a little fur baby, especially when I know that here he'll have a very loving family, as opposed to possibly being left in a cage, and he'd be lucky if he gets fresh food and water each day. But this is Sherlock. Sherlock has already had his nails trimmed, because when he came to us, I set him down to introduce him to Watson, and all I heard was nails. Picked him up and looked, and sure enough, his nails were, okay, come on. Sure enough, his nails were far too long. So we cannot have him running around on the floor just yet. I have another probably 2 weeks to trim his nails, where we can actually get him to a comfortable length so he can be on the floor and it won't put the pressure on his toes that it does when the nails are too long. So we will give it a couple days. We will give him another little bit of trim, and it may be even less than 2 weeks, and we'll be able to have him out so he can run around. But his little front toes were actually curled, or the nails were actually curled, so we're working on that. So anyway, this is Sherlock, and yeah, I know, it's okay. It's all right, baby. All right, okay. So I am going to pause this. My phone is ringing, and I need to put our little baby back. So talk to you a bit in a bit. Okay, sorry to cut that little clip short there. My phone was ringing. It was my daughter calling, and my little fur baby wanted back into his house. So, yes, that is Mr. Sherlock. He is the newest member of our family, and he will definitely be a well-loved member of our family. And hopefully, and I've had it happen before where I had a bunny rabbit and a guinea pig that didn't know each other. I brought them together, and it was just funny because the guinea pig would sit there and clean the bunny rabbit's face, and they got along quite well. So we'll see what happens, but until we get his nails under control and it's more comfortable for him to be on a flat surface, we will be holding off on that. But we'll take him out and, give him the proper attention that he deserves. So anyway, enough said. We will be showing you more clips, I'm sure, of him as well as Miss Watson. And maybe one of these days we can even get a clip once the weather gets really warm of my turtle, who likes to go out and run around outside. So anyway, let's move on to the crafty bit. So I actually only have one completed project this week. This is a pattern that our very own Jules68 developed. She was looking for something that she could gift to co-workers of hers, and she wanted something that would be quick and easy but useful at the same time. So she came up with a pattern that is called the Jules Java Jacket, and here it is. And let me just say, I absolutely love this pattern. It took me less than an hour start to finish to get this done. So very quick and easy pattern, and it's for use on the cups that you get at like Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, wherever it is that you buy your coffee or your iced coffee or whatever it is that you drink. And not only is this good to keep the hot from getting to your hands, but it will also keep the sweat from puddling on your table in the warm weather months. And I love this because this cup here is actually bigger than what most cups are. And look, it fits. I actually bought a nice, really pretty sleeve to go on this, and it doesn't fit at all, but this one does. So really cool. So thank you very much, Jules, for that pattern. I love it. And I may just make some of these for gifts for people that I know drink coffee. So we'll see. But I am not going to link to this pattern until I message Jules and ask her if it's okay. only because of the fact that it's on her personal blog, and I don't want to, if she doesn't want to share it with the world, then I would rather ask permission. If she gives me permission, though, you will see it linked in the description in next week's video. So, really cool. Thank you very much, Jules. Love it. It's a very quick and easy pattern. So, next up, I was talking about making a granny square Afghan or Lapghan last week. I showed you a bunch of really pretty yarn that I had that I was using. Well, guess what? I actually got all the squares completed. And I had first said that I was going to take all the little bits, these little bits that were left over from the skeins after I made as many full squares as I could, and make more squares with them. Well, when all was said and done with all these, I said, you know what, I don't think I'm going to. So I pulled 2 other skeins of Karen Simply Soft. I made 110 total squares. And I said I'm just going to use those, and then what I'm going to do is once it's all together in the border, I'm actually going to use these to do a border edge on it. So all those beautiful colors that will be within the blanket will end up on the outside on the border. So that's what I'm saving those for. But I definitely have to get more white. I've already gone through 1 skein of white, and this is progress so far. It is going to be, I plan on it being 10 by 11. I'm actually reconsidering that and maybe saying 9 by 12. I don't know. This is 8 squares so far. So, yeah. Doing 2 rows at a time just because it's rather than 1 square, 1 square, 1 square. So, but this is it. I don't know how well you can see that, but yeah. That's 16 squares so far. I have, 2 more squares to add on. That would give me the 10-inch or the 10 square width. This is pretty good size to begin with. So I'm really considering going, instead of 10 by 11, doing 9 by 12 instead. So there's that. That's progress on that. And of course, you will be seeing more progress on it come next week. But it is definitely something I will be working on at home. Only because I'm not going to carry this big bag with me with all the squares and everything in it. So, and like I said, I don't have set rows, and this is going to go here and that's going to go there. So I would have to take the whole bag with me. So that's that. Last thing I have to share with you is something, as I was working on this, it was my oldest one's birthday yesterday, and I had seen a hat that someone called Tilly Trout had made, and it's got all these little squiggly things on it. And I saw that and I was like, oh, I think I could make something really cool with all those little squigglies. So I got started working on something. I'm not sure what it's going to be. I'm not sure what it's going to look like when it's done. I will give you just a little glimpse of it. And here it is. Yep. All them cute little squigglies. That's it. That's all you get to see, because that's all I'm seeing. So anyway, not sure what it's going to look like when it's completed, but it was an idea that ever since I saw that hat was bouncing around up here. So you will probably see the completed project in next week's video. But I will probably do a small video clip because, of course, once it's done, I'm going to want to give it to my son for his birthday. So, but yeah, we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully it turns out kind of the way I picture it in my head. You never know. So, but other than that, that's it for Crafty for me for this week. I will just throw out there that if anyone is interested and you do any bit of paper piecing, that Fandom and Stitches is hosting a Project of Doom quilt along this year. This is actually something that was a project that was done a few years ago. It's what I've seen of the completed projects, they're absolutely beautiful. So they are revisiting it. There are going to be some changes here and there to the original patterns, but you can actually just do the original pattern itself. So if you are interested, it's Harry Potter themed, for any of you Harry Potter heads out there. So if you are at all interested, go on over to Fandom and Stitches, check out the Project of Doom quilt along that's going on, and hey, join in, because from what I understand, there are quite a few members. Yours truly, unfortunately, is not one of those, because I do not have anywhere near enough fabric in my stash to be able to take part in something like that. So maybe one of these days. So, other than that, as far as crafty for me, no spinning this week. I've been working on this. I've been working on the thing for my son for his birthday. Uh, so that's about it. No sewing this week either. So, that's okay. Hopefully, I will have more to share with you next week than I had this week, and a lot more progress on this and this completed. So anyway, before this video gets any longer, I do look forward to watching everyone's videos. I hope you all have a wonderfully crafty week and a wonderfully crafty weekend. As for me, I'm out. As for you, it's good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, whatever it is. I really do hope it's a great one, and I'll see you all next week. Bye!